Hello, it's Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Crawford here again with another in the series of occasional podcast broadcasts on matters of defence and security interest. Today I want to talk about the UK defence budget. No sooner had the military community rejoiced at the pledge by former Prime Minister Liz Truss that she would raise the UK's defence budget to 3% of GDP by 2030, then all hopes were dashed by Kwasi Kwarteng's disastrous mini-budget and rampant inflation and the rise in cost of living. The extra estimated £157 billion that the defence community thought it was going to get over the next 8 years now looks extremely unlikely. At best, it might get an uplift to 2.5% by 2030, heavily backloaded towards the end of that time period. Other spending priorities look like they will prevail. This is happening at a time when we have a conventional war in Europe and great instability in other parts of the globe. Britain's armed forces have been hollowed out by cuts by successive governments, and there isn't much more fat on the bone, if any. The regular British Army is barely above 70,000 strong. The Royal Air Force and Royal Navy have no guarantee of getting the promised 138 F-35B fighter jets, and the Royal Navy is woefully short of ships. Any pretense that the UK is a global player is fast disappearing. That's if it hasn't gone already. The continuing presence of Ben Wallace as Defence Secretary in Rishi Sunak's first cabinet is an interesting aspect. Wallace quite clearly nailed his colours to the mast over the 3% GDP pledge. If that does not come to pass, and if he's a man of integrity and of his word, then surely his position is untenable and he will resign.